Right, so apparently this one's got no power. And that is absolutely correct. It has no power. I'm going to give it a few seconds and then see if it attempts to boot up. No, absolutely stone dead. Alright. It's been worked on before. This is absolutely stone dead. A broken clip in there, and that definitely was not me. Could have happened in shipping. Jamie thinks it's a blown cap around F7005. I think he's wrong. No, Sainsbury's, you get a B. I doubt it's a power supply because this has been worked on. I'm assuming someone's probably checked that. I'm going to take a guess and say, what do you call it? A BIOS chip issue. Personally, I'm going to take a guess and say BIOS chip issue. It's stone dead, remember? We're missing half of the screws. That's always nice. Right, question numero uno on everybody's mind is, do we get 12 volts at the power supply? We do. We have 12 volts. Question number two, do we get 3.3 volts here? We do. How about 5 volts here? Yeah. 3.3 here? Yeah. 5 here? Yeah. 3.3 here because this is the EDMR10 board. Yeah. That's, well, almost all we can check on this side of the board. 5 volts, 2 volts, and that is pretty much it. I can check this here. That might be short, 0.001, bouncing around a little bit, but that 5 volt rail might be short. Maybe. It does appear to be nullifying my leads. So basically it's acting as if the leads are touching together. But we're not going to be able to test any more voltage rails unless we can actually turn it on, or at least not on that side anyway. The only voltage rails left on that side that we can really test are going to be the ones that come on when the console turns on. Nice big dry spot, and that safe bridge has been replaced. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, well, this is a pro repair attempt, which means it invokes a bench fee. This invokes a bench fee. This invokes a bench fee. This invokes a bench fee. Doop-be-doop-doop-doop. Let's have a look at F7501 real quick. Let's see what the status is with that. So I'm in continuity mode. How's it going, Tom? What did I win? Absolutely nothing. No, no short. No short at all. Okay. So I just wanted to check that real quick. So I guess it's just not putting out any voltage. So what I'll do then is just check my boot sequence and see if I get anything. Well, see if I get any info on that. So I've got 12 volts. 7 milliamps. It just sits on 7 milliamps. We'll just have a look at this safe bridge. Oh dear. Oh no. Uh-oh. What has someone done to you? Okay. Right. Yeah. Did anyone hear that? I heated that up with power still applied to it, and I got a triple B. You win a free HDMI test. That you paying for it? You paying for it? Right. So I warmed that up, and I got a triple B. Those solder joints are, no offense, absolutely horrible. on that Winbond chip. That Winbond chip, I'm going to say, is absolutely knackered, and it needs a new one, to be honest. I would say that needs a new one. Right, hang on a minute. We get no beep. Let me heat it up again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we get that beep when I warm that up. Okie doke. I've disconnected power now. Right. Let me see if I can actually read this in the on the SPI reader. I'm gonna make sure I get a good connection. Probably not gonna get a good connection, to be honest, but I'll try it. Right, it does allow me to connect. So, by the way, I should probably mention it's only going to invoke a repair attempt fee if I cannot fix it, because of the prior repair attempts. Right, so that's reading. So let's find that. So it's reading the serial number. Whoops, no, don't do that. Right, so it's reading the serial number. So PS5 15 November 2023. So I'll save that. Now I'm going to open up that BIOS file. So it's reading everything correctly. So I've got that serial number saved. So now we need to just load up a random EDM 010 disk edition BIOS. Why is that not reading that? That's corrupt. Right, so let's change that serial number to that. CFI 1016A disk edition. Let's save that as fixed. Why is that not saved? See, I fucking hate this bug sometimes. Right, never mind. I'll just save it again. Yep, there we go. Okay. And then we want that. And now everything's correct. It always works a second time. Don't know why. So let's open up that. And we're going to write that to... Oh, shoot, no. No, I didn't want to write it to that chip. I wanted to write it to a new one. I don't trust that chip. I cannot warranty that chip at all. As in, I can't warranty the repair with that chip installed. So, I'm going to put it onto a brand spanking new chip. And we are going to write that to there. Cool. Good stuff. We are going to need to do a tad of cleanup before I do anything on this. People shouldn't look up to me. Don't try and... Shut up, multimeter. Don't try and be me. Try and be better than me. That's the best advice I can give. How did I get into repair? I've got a video on the channel, mate. If you watch that video, it's a long story, but... Oh, shut up, multimeter. Wait, why are you... Ah, stop it. Yes, there's a video on the channel. It's called what's it called now? From something to something. I can't think what it's called now. Maybe one of the regular viewers can find it and post a link. If you're a mod, sorry, one of the mods can find it and post a link, maybe. There we go. That is beautifully soldered. Lower breaker to life changer. That's the one. Thank you, Daniel. Yep, that's the one, mate. Yeah, if you watch that video, that's basically how I got into all of this. I made that video mainly because, well, that's a question I get asked quite a lot. Right, this needs a fair old clean up. Needs a good clean. Yeah, like I say, you don't want to be like me. You want to be better than me. Like, if anyone's aspiring to be anything, aspire to be better than the people that you look up to. But that's the way that I see it. Little spots of liquid metal around the APU. That's not the cause of the issue. Like, it's just in random spots, not on any component. But just clean them up anyway, and then we can reverse polarity it like a dumbass. And there is a successful boot sequence. No, it is not. We now have 278 milliamps. Okay, this area was getting a little bit warm for a second. So we go up to 300 milliamps and then we drop down to 277. Was it the SSD controller? Yeah, so the SSD controller was lighting up. So it's not actually going to attempt to boot up. This will try and boot up after about 10 seconds now. So this is going to be now a single beep after 10 seconds. So I've got a feeling we might have an issue with the SSD controller. So when I apply power to this now, it's not going to attempt to turn on for about 10 seconds. And then the current draw is going to drop down to standby 7 milliamps. And then it'll attempt to turn on, and it'll just be a single beep, and then it won't turn on for about another 10 to 15 seconds. That is what I predict based on that current draw. That is what I predict based on that current draw. So, pressing the power button. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay. It does attempt to turn on. That's strange. Because that was a really weird boot sequence. That was not a normal boot sequence compared to what I've seen before. But that is turning on. Oh, I assume that's going to do a power cycle. It'll work. Keep it plugged in and try multiple times. Yeah, that's strange. Like, that's really, really, really weird. What that could be, though, is a firmware mismatch on the BIOS. I don't know what firmware this is on, so it could be the fact that it was a firmware mismatch. There we go. Working. So I'm assuming now, if I shut this down now and check my boot sequence again, I'm assuming now I'll get a normal boot sequence. So let me power that fully down. And the way to verify that would be to update the firmware. Well, check the firmware, see what firmware it's on, and then update the firmware or put another BIOS on, but I'm not going to do that. I don't practice on customer boards. I do want to see if we get a normal boot sequence now, though, now that it's actually booting up. Now that we're fixed on the boot sequence, yeah, probably. I'm assuming it will be. I'm assuming it will be. By the way, if you've got banana jacks and you can't be asked to find a new clip like me, just clip it into that top corner. $300 milliamps. Back down to 7. Yep. Yep. Okay. Well, that is now working, and this console is now fixed. I'll check the firmware and see what firmware it's on when I boot it up. That was strange. Never seen that before. Why do you use those as a lighter? Because I ain't got a lighter. Sarah keeps nicking them. And because it's there, yeah, exactly. What's the firmware? Where is the firmware? Where's the address of the firmware? I don't remember offhand, mate. I'll try and find it and add it to my software. I'll figure it out. I want to do something with the Wi-Fi MAC addresses as well. When I do release an update to my software, I do want to decode the MAC addresses and allow people to change the MAC address. Not for any kind of you know, getting around bans or anything, because that don't work. If that was the case, you'd just change the Wi-Fi chip, right? Just so as I can program a new BIOS with complete information. Not that it gets banned or anything, and not that if you use a banned MAC address it'll ban another console. Nothing like that. You know, I've got a PS5 which my son uses. The first ever PS5 I did a BIOS repair on, and it hasn't failed yet. It's running on the latest firmware, gets used every day online. Right, that is turning on. Fan spinning. So a disc in the drive. What's in the drive? Let's have a look. Oh, that's a very slow disc drive. That is not happy. Gotham Knights, okay. That disc drive is not happy. Alright. I can offer to sort that out for them, but I'll need to get a requote on that. I'll let them know. I'll need to get a requote on that to be able to sort that, because that will be extra. Probably needs replacement rollers. Right, there we go. That is working. And of course it's got f***ing FIFA in it. Right, disk drive appears to be working. It's recognising that Gotham Knights is in there. Let's just have a look at this console info. So we're running 7.40, okay. Yeah, so it looks like we probably had a software mismatch on that then. Or a BIOS file mismatch, and that could have been what explained the... That could explain the weird issues. Let's have a look at the error history. 7th of 3rd. Sorry, 3rd of the 7th, 2023. Wow, has this been dead since July? Really? Has this really been dead since July? 118603-9. Don't know what that error code is. 118603-9. Corrupted software. Alright, whatever. Fine. Corrupted software. That's fine. That's a lot of corrupted software. FIFA did the BIOS over. No, poor Soldering did the BIOS over, mate. Poor Soldering did the BIOS over. Right, let's launch a game. And hope that nothing glitches or crashes. So the thing there is what you gotta try and find out now is why did that BIOS file originally get changed, right? We need to make sure that the entire console's working. Yeah, I don't care about online services, go away. We need to make sure the entire console is working and that we're not going to get any graphical glitches or anything like that. Because we need to find out why this was originally taken apart. Was it corrupted BIOS? Was we getting a triple beep of death? Was it complete no power and they've replaced the BIOS but just replaced it poorly? I don't have a clue what I'm doing on this game. Can I beat you up? Yeah, you will run, bitch. Yeah, it don't seem to be glitching. I think the original issue with this is probably triple beep of death or something like that, and they just soldered the BIOS poorly. It seems to be working absolutely fine, so that's another console fixed. I'll take it.